Magandang hapon po. Ako po si Remolona na kailan lang ay kasama niyo sa School of Economics. Si Dondon ay matagal kong kabarkada. Marami kaming pinagsamahan. Ninong pa nga siya ng panganay kong anak. Sa okasyong ito, dalawa lang po ang kwento ko kay Dondon. Paghahaluin ko na po ang Tagalog at Ingles dahil nauubusan tayo ng Ingles. I first met Dondon in 1976, 41 years ago. I had just arrived at Stanford. As it happens, I had chosen the place because I wanted to write in urban economics. Pagdating ko doon, nandun na si Dondon. Tsaka, bida pa siya sa urban economics. This had two life-changing implications for me. First, Dondon was probably the reason I got into Stanford. In the jargon of theory, in the presence of incomplete information, Dondon served as a signaling device to the admissions committee about how good Pinoys are. Second, hindi na ako pwedeng mag-urban economics. Nauna na si Dondon at magaling pa siya. He was already working with Richard Muth, at that time the world's leading urban economist. That's how I ended up switching out of urban economics into international finance. Even then, Dondon was brilliant. We all know that. But did you know he was also passionate? And boy, was he passionate. Sa Stanford, taos-puso niyang tinira ang economics. Nung makilala niya si Delia, taos-puso niyang niligawan. Hinabol pa niya hanggang LA, hinabol pa niya hanggang New York. Gaya ng sabi ni Dante Canlas, the rest is history. 14 years later, Dondon was Director General of NEDA under Cory Aquino. I was at the New York Fed when I got a call from Dondon. He said the Aquino government needed a high-level mission on economic policy. The recommendations of the IMF and the World Bank did not really make sense. Dondon liked Paul Krugman. So lakas loob, I called up Krugman, was then at MIT. I asked him to lead the mission to Manila. Hindi pa masyadong sikat si Krugman noon, but he had just won the Jen Bates Clark Medal. It would be 18 years before he'd win the Nobel Prize in economics. Krugman said, I don't do this sort of thing, but if I get to meet Cory Aquino, I'll do it. Dondon said, consider it done. In August 1990, Krugman and his team came to Manila. Saling pusa ako. Krugman was like Dondon. He was driven. He was passionate. By September, we had a report to present to Mrs. Aquino. When the Krugman report was made public in 1992, here's what Dondon said. Krugman and his team discussed their initial findings with Mrs. Aquino's cabinet. The findings made a deep impression. No other briefing had clarified the country's economic predicament in so unmistakable terms. Even today, one of Krugman's prized possessions is a yellow coffee mug that says, I had coffee with Cory. All this is just my way of saying Dondon was the real deal. He was good at theory and he was good at policy. He was also the best friend one could ever wish for. For that I feel incredibly privileged. For that I feel incredibly blessed. Maraming salamat, Dondon. Maraming salamat.